Hello, sports fan. This is Steven here with Sports Choice Plus. I'm bringing you a very special breakdown. I'm going to be covering a couple of mailbag questions. I'm going to be covering some of the questions that you leave in the comment section under my videos, and we're going to be tackling those right now in this up-to-date quickie. Without further ado, I want to make sure that you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you get all the updates and all the breakdowns. Without further ado, let's get right into the questions. It says, Malik Neighbors, do you feel like this is the right pick for the New York Giants at the pick that they picked him with number 6? I feel like at number 6, he was definitely a value pick for the New York Football Giants. When you think about everything that they needed, they've missed with Hyatt when they drafted him from Tennessee a year ago. They've missed with so many different combinations of wide receiver. They needed a guy that was going to be the number one guy, number one dog. He seems like Malik Neighbors' head's in the game. He had a couple of issues the very first game. He got those together. He's now catching passes. He's looking phenomenal. It says the Daniel Jones-led New York Football Giants are on a 6-game losing streak to the Cowboys. Are they breaking that this week? No. The answer is no. Let me see. It says, what do you feel about Doug Peterson, and do you feel like he's going to keep his job after the 0-3 start with the Jacksonville Jaguars? I do not feel like he's going to turn this around. I love Dougie P as an Eagles fan. He brought us a championship in Philly with Nick. It's tough because you got to think Trevor Lawrence is thought to be one of the good young quarterbacks that they have in the NFL coming out of Clemson. He's been up and down, if anything at best. He hasn't really given you the true value that you want at the number one quarterback position. When he has been in the playoffs, he's been up and down and uneasy. He's been up and down when you think about his trajectory. When he plays in London, he's great. But outside of that, we haven't really seen anything. I think Doug Peterson is one of the coaches that get the axe. And I think that, it's a sad situation because Doug Peterson is actually a great coach offensively. Let's see. What's the next question? Will CeeDee Lamb bounce back and have a great year for the Dallas Cowboys? The answer is yes. CeeDee Lamb is a great receiver. He's a top 10 receiver, a top 10 talent. Yes, he had an emotional outburst. Yes, he was in the end zone throwing a little fit like a child, but it happens to a lot of great people. It happens to a lot of people. When you're frustrated, when you're used to getting the ball, when you're used to winning, and you're starting to lose, it happens sometimes. It is what it is. It says, will the Minnesota Vikings upset the Green Bay Packers and coach Matt LaFleur? I think that when you think about overall, Brian Flores, the defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings, is a mastermind of building up defenses. When you think about his schemes, when you think about him being a part of the Pittsburgh Steelers, when you think about him being a part of the Dolphins, think about some of those defenses that he's put together that have been very competitive. Coach Matt LaFleur is one of the top play callers offensively in the NFL and great head coach. You got to think from the standpoint of what they do everything well that they want to do. When you think about overall running the football with Josh Jacobs, when you think about them getting Malik Willis ready to play or either Jordan Love to play, they're going to have whoever ready to play and give them the best plays possibly to make them fit in a good situation. Fact or fiction, Josh Allen is the league's best player so far. The answer is yes. Josh Allen has been out there carving up defenses like a knife through butter, and he's been sizzling sensational. What do you feel like the NFL's most dangerous team is right now? The Pittsburgh Steelers. For a simple fact of when you have Justin Fields doing what he does and not turning the ball over, playing well, throwing for over 250 yards a game, making sure the wide receivers are getting involved, making sure Najee Harris is getting involved, and using his legs as well, that defense has his job cut out for him. From the standpoint of everything that you have, this team is everywhere you don't want to be, and all of a sudden, I think that, teams are going to get caught off guard when they start coming around and beating on people because they're very physical. Are you concerned about Travis Kelce not having a great fantasy start to his year yet? Keep in mind, Travis Kelce has all these tight end records. He's been number one tight end fantasy for a long time. He's been doing all these things. He's just starting the season and just coasting. Travis Kelce doesn't have to have 100 catches. He doesn't have to have 1,000 yards. Travis Kelce is going to be there when it counts in the playoffs, when it's time to go to the Super Bowl. He's going to be there. So that's what really intrigues me about that. But you got to think he's getting older. He's not going to get the 10 reception games. He may get those one in the blue moon, but you got to think they have wide receivers now. They just got Hunt back into the fold with the running back. So it's going to be tough for them. Overall, it's something, but I believe that Travis Kelce is going to bounce back and have a great start and a great rest of his year. It says, are you concerned about the Ravens kicker, Justin Tucker, who is missing kicks? Let's just be honest. This guy's been so great for so long, we've been spoiled. When you think about the Baltimore Ravens and what they've been able to do and how they've been able to play, it is essentially one of the things that is automatic when he goes up to kick. He has to get his confidence back. He has to get back on track. But I believe the Baltimore Ravens have his back, and he's going to start hitting kicks and so forth and so forth. It says, do you feel like Andy Dalton is a better quarterback for the Carolina Panthers than Bryce Young? I think for right now, yes. I think that Andy Dalton has the quarterback presence. I think he's a good backup. I think for what it's worth, he's going to be able to teach Bryce Young some things. Bryce is still young, still impressionable, and he has to take his time, get his feet back wet, see what it's like to be a backup quarterback for a couple of weeks, and then take the job back. And if Andy doesn't give it back, he'll get it back eventually to be the Carolina Panthers quarterback. But you got to think, this is a win now league. The Carolina Panthers are wanting to win now, so you may have to sit on the bench for a couple of weeks to do that. And last question, it says, Aaron Jones is going to have a big day or a bad day versus the Packers in his return to Lambeau Field. I feel like Aaron Jones is going to have a good day. Aaron Jones strikes me as somebody, you've seen him for years when he was playing with the Green Bay Packers and what he was able to do with them. I think that overall with this kid, he is a great guy in the community. He's a great locker room guy. So they're going to put this game on notice, and they're going to want to play for him. They're going to put this game on their back, and they're going to want to make sure that they show out against the Green Bay Packers. Sam Darnold is a great quarterback. I know he's struggling with a little injury right now, but Justin Jefferson and company are going to make sure they focus and try to make sure that they get that win for him. So, again, I think the Minnesota Vikings are going to upset the Green Bay Packers. A lot of people are not talking about it, but it is going to be a great game. And I think that, Aaron Jones could lead the way with a big day on the ground offensively. So, you NFL fans, thank you so very much for your questions in the comment section. Again, if you want questions answered in the video, please put them in the comment section below. I do look at every question. I do answer a lot of them. Definitely check out Sports Choice Plus for all the breakdowns and all the updates. And we'll see you on the very next episode.